Thank you for stopping by to check out our latest video. Please give the video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. Okay, let's jump right in. Am I allowed to chuckle when one of Google's plans for world domination turns out to be a disappointment? I'm referring, of course, to Stadia, Google's cloud gaming service that proved our concerns right. For starters, Google Stadia is only available in 14 countries, including the US and UK. Not that surprising for a service that hinges on consistently fast internet speeds. And then we have the price. The paid version of Stadia, Stadia Pro, seems reasonable at $10 a month until you realize that this only gives you free access to a few pre-selected games a month. Don't expect new marquee titles to be included in the free deals. In addition, you gain the ability to game at 4K with HDR and 5.1 surround sound. The other games on Stadia must be purchased separately. So much for an all-you-can-eat buffet. The free subscription of Stadia includes no free games and limits you to streaming to 1080p with stereo sound. Turned off yet? How about the fact that Stadia's gaming library is currently as shallow as Google's stance on data privacy? The Stadia library only has 50 games, with over 100 more games scheduled for release by the end of 2020. That's underwhelming, even for a new service. Google has signed on developers to bring exclusive titles to Stadia, but we don't yet know if these will be big-budget games or bite-sized experiences. Remember that even if Google is willing to invest in original games, it's unlikely that those games can compete with the quality of Sony's and Microsoft's exclusives. That's trouble right there, especially since Sony and Microsoft have no intention of putting their AAA games on Stadia because each has their own streaming platform to monetize, in PlayStation Now and xCloud. To add salt to the wound, some indie developers aren't jazzed about spending extra resources to make their games available on a platform that doesn't have a built-in fan base of millions of gamers, unlike the big three, plus Steam. Game publishers are also afraid of Google's track record of abandoning its product at the first sign of trouble. Google Plus anyone? In light of all this, Stadia still deserves some credit. If you meet Stadia's minimum broadband connection speed of 10 megs, you'll be able to stream a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 at 720p with a steady frame rate and minimal input lag. That's a feat in and of itself. And you'll barely notice a lower resolution if you're playing on a 10-inch tablet or smartphone. Although, on a separate note, how much do you have to hate yourself to play one of the greatest open-world adventures of this generation on a tiny screen? Things only get sketchy once you take Stadia's gaming chops seriously. Playing a graphically intense game at 4K 60 FPS with surround sound is going to clog your broadband pipes. We're talking about 35 megs or 15.75 gigs of data consumption per hour. Considering US broadband caps in some regions are as low as 150 gigs, good luck. I, for one, find this unacceptable. I need the internet for other forms of entertainment. We can blame it on Stadia outputting 4K by upscaling from a lower resolution to ensure that gameplay remains as stutter-free as possible. While we're at it, graphical effects can also be poorly rendered or missing altogether while running at max resolution. To be fair once again, this could be more of an issue with real-world internet speeds being inconsistent rather than Google's streaming technology not being up to snuff. What we can more or less confirm is that the technology driving Google's Stadia beats Microsoft's and Sony's streaming solutions. Stadia is able to stream games at a very high fidelity across virtually all major smart devices, from PCs, Macs, Android, and Apple devices. In comparison, Microsoft's xCloud will only support Android tablets and smartphones, while only allowing streaming at up to 720p when it launches in September 2020. Sony's PlayStation Now supports up to 720p streaming as well, and is currently only available on just two platforms, PlayStation 4 and PC. There's no doubt Stadia has tremendous potential, but it has two uphill wars to fight: building a diverse game library and making broadband internet more widely available and affordable. Google's war chest might allow them to succeed at first, but it's going to take a whole lot more than money to build the conditions necessary to make broadband internet more accessible globally. It is premature to signal the end of Stadia, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it being a major player in the next generation of gaming. And there you have it. Thank you so much for checking out our video. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and be sure to subscribe, and also hit that notification button to be updated on our latest videos.